5 most profitable business ideas for 2020. Are you sick and tired of working hard to make someone else rich? And are you frustrated watching from the sideline entrepreneurs just like you making money and getting rich while you're still looking for the most profitable business idea to start your business? See, there is no rule books, there is no guidebook on how to find a profitable business idea. But you can dramatically increase your chances by choosing one of the business ideas that I have in this video. The business ideas that I have in this video are real business ideas where you can start your business tomorrow that can change your life, your future, because they meet 3 core factors you must have when starting a business. The business has to be easy to start, easy to scale, and in a growing industry. Now, I'm also gonna give you 3 strategies and 2 tips to get your business going as fast as possible. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the 2 strategies, and later on, I'm gonna go ahead and add another strategy and tips. So if you commit yourself to following the tips and strategies that I have here for you, soon you'll be able to get started very quickly. You'll be ahead of the crowd and you'll be able to change your life. The first 2 strategies. The first one is called skill strategy. Basically, you have a valuable skill, you will build your community, and then after that, you'll be able to sell your services. The second one I call the connector model or the connector method. Now, this is the most profitable, and this is actually my favorite. Now, how does that work? What you are doing, you're connecting on a platform, you are connecting the buyer and the seller. You're not doing any of the work, you're just making the money. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give you some examples about the connector method. And I'd like you also to go ahead and participate. What I mean by that is I don't want you to sit on the sideline like a lot of entrepreneurs. They sit behind the keyboard. You wanna have your voice heard. So in the comment area, I like you to tell me which one that you think is the best connector model. Then I'm gonna go ahead and give you some example. The first example is gonna be Airbnb. Now, I'm not saying them in any particular order. Airbnb. Now, what do? They don't own any real estate at all, 0 real estate. All they do is connect the service seeker and the service provider, and they make millions of dollars each year. The second one is Uber. Now, there are more than those 3, obviously, but these are the 3 that I'm just gonna give you. I want you to pick the best one that you think is the most profitable and the best model. The second one is Uber. They do the same thing. They don't own any of the cars. The drivers own the cars. All they do is connect the service seeker and the service provider, and they make millions of dollars. Now, the third one is Angie's List. If you're familiar with Angie's List, it's the same thing. They provide services for homeowners or residential owners. It's mostly about handyman service, plumbing service, and things like that. Out of those 3, which one do you really think is the best one? Go ahead and put your comment below. I'm gonna go ahead and look at it, and if you got the right answer, I'm gonna go ahead and feature you in the next video. Of course, if you want to. If you don't want to be featured, just say I don't want to be featured. Just share and be able to participate. Now, the best one actually is Airbnb. I'm gonna tell you why. Airbnb, they have one niche. Now, one niche, which is the real estate. This real estate business, of course, been around for a very long time. It's nothing new. And they make millions of dollars by doing that. The second one, we talked about Uber. Now, Uber also have one niche, but the problem with that is a new type of a business. It has not been proven itself. And that's why when they first got started, they got sued and they were banned from different states, and it cost them billions of dollars to get back on track. Now, the billions of dollars could be used for example, marketing and other things to advance their growth. Now, the third one I mentioned is Angie's List. Now, if you're familiar with Angie's List, you could tell that Angie's List, they want to be all things to all people. They offer more than 90 different services. which is very difficult. The reason I picked Airbnb because of two things. One of them is they do have one niche, and the second one is it's a proven niche. In other words, it has been around for a very long time. Of course, real estate. I'm talking about real estate. The Uber type of strategy, it was, of course, they met the first criteria, which is one niche, but it was a new and unproven type of business, and it caused them some issues. So my advice to you, if you want to get something started, make sure it's something proven, and also it's only one niche. So the stuff that I'm going to talk about is going to apply for the connector method or any method that you start to start your business. Profitable business number one, which is very simply bookkeeping and tax services. A lot of entrepreneurs, they overlook this fact because they think that, okay, there's a QuickBooks and there's some other software that will take care of that. Now, I can attest to that myself when I'm looking on my businesses. The software by itself is not enough. You need to speak to a human being because you are dealing with something that is very important. You're talking about taxes and bookkeeping. So it's very important niche. So fortunately for you, if you are listening, this is one of the business ideas that you can start, and it's perfect for the connector method. Most profitable business idea number two, which is cleaning service. That could be residential or at the same time could be commercial as well. The consumer right now is caught between a rock and a hard place, so to speak. Why am I saying that? The reason is there is no middle ground at this point. What I'm talking about is that the consumer right now either have to choose between a company or franchise and an individual, for example, to clean their house or their commercial offices. Now, it was personal for me as well because in some areas are very difficult to find a company if you want a company. And in some areas it's very, very, very hard to find somebody who is reliable at the same time. So you are caught between a rock and a hard place, and there's a huge service for that. What I'm talking about is that when you are dealing with any company, or if you are dealing with a franchise, for example, it's a rule of thumb, it's going to be more expensive. The simple fact is there's a line of people with their hands out to get paid. First of all, the service provider, whoever provide that service, got to get paid. And I'm talking about companies or franchises. Then the supervisor got to get paid. Then the franchisor got to get paid. If it's not a franchise, then district manager got to get paid. And all these people have to wait. They're waiting in line. So the best way to do that is with a connector method where you can connect the service seeker and the service provider. Profitable business number three, online tutoring. Now, I know there are some companies out there that they offer online tutoring. I know that. And there are companies, some of them are online, offline, and some of them are both. And there are a few connector method, but still they're very expensive. Now, the best way to have is a connector method applied in a platform where connect people that want help with their homework or with their subject that they're not very familiar with, and able to do it in a reasonable price. And a lot of people, when they think about tutoring, they think of kids. You don't have to have, just kids tutoring. You can have a lot of college kids as well. A lot of them, they just don't know how to deal with math or statistics, or they have some issues. So that's a good method and a very good business to start. Profitable business number four, which is online courses. The online educational industry is projected to be a $325 billion industry. That's a huge industry for 2020. And it doesn't matter what your skill is, what your course is about, or the platform that you build courses on. It doesn't really matter. A lot of people, they just like to consume educational stuff. It doesn't matter even if it's about geology or study of rocks. It really doesn't matter. There's always someone who is interested in that subject. Most profitable business idea number five, which is a sales funnel system or sales funnel platform. I can relate to that myself. If you don't know what sales funnel is, it's simply turning a prospect into a customer through a series of funnels. Now, when I first got started with that, I tried to do it myself because the first real company came out was in 2014, which is ClickFunnels, which is one of the best ones out there. The idea was to create funnels, and the sales funnels are very important. A lot of people, they just don't understand how important they are. I'm gonna give you some ideas here. But before I go there, I wanna tell you it was very difficult to find somebody who was actually able to do the job very proficiently and able to do the job in the right way. I don't wanna waste my time and effort on something like this. I got a lot more important things to do. So we tried to outsource it for about 5 different people. It took us about maybe 3 to 4 months in order for us to find the right provider. And then after we did that, we hired that person to work for us full time. But the idea is it was difficult to find that. Now, the reason why this is a very good proven method is because right now we have over 2 billion websites already, and they're adding 600 websites each hour. So the days where you can just build a website and hope that they come and buy from you by doing some few marketing, these days are over. You have to have a sales funnel. That's a must. Now, I did promise 2 tips, and these 2 tips are very, very important. The reason for that is because they are going to give you credibility more than the other competition, for example. I'm talking about 2 things that should be done if you are using the connector model or the connector method. One of them is a good review process, and the second one is a criminal check. In order for you to stand out from the rest and also to give some kind of a credibility for your business and people feel safe using your platform. So if you like the video, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and make your voice heard. It doesn't matter what it is. In case, for example, you have some more ideas that you like to share with other people that can benefit, please do so in the comment area, and I will see you at the top.